Okay, everybody, we're going to make another update video here on the 94 F150. This will be a continuation on the diagnostic efforts. If you've been following the videos, we have a semi-no start problem whereby it'll start, run like crap, then if you shut it down and then try to restart it, it'll just crank over and won't restart. And then if you let it sit overnight for a day, it'll restart, same thing. Okay, so since the last video, I've replaced all 8 spark plugs with brand new Autolite copper cores. In the process, the spark plug wire on the passenger side head closest to the firewall, most difficult one to get to, broke the electrical contact, so I had to borrow a plug wire off of my friend's F350 with a much bigger engine. So we're going to try to start it up right now. We've got it on the battery charger because the battery was too low after the last time I worked on it. And we'll see if it'll start up, run, and do all the good stuff, and see if the new plugs make any difference at all. Okay, go ahead and crank it over. Alright. Go ahead and disconnect the battery charger. So automatically, I automatically sense that it's running smoother right away. It didn't stutter. It doesn't have that distinct miss that it had in the exhaust, and the engine is running smoother. So maybe, if I'm lucky, like really lucky, it was just asking for a new set of plugs. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of smoke out of the passenger tailpipe. Huh. Well, it does have a lot of miles too. I mean, it's got over 200,000. It's a well-worn V8. But the engine I automatically can sense that it's running smoother, like boatload smoother. I never noticed it smoked like that before, but then again, how often do I look at my own tailpipe? Okay, so we're going to give this truck a couple of minutes to warm, because I always have during these processes. The engine is running smoother. It's not breakdancing the way it used to be. And we can see our checker on there. At least I hope that's going to show up. Getting good spark, and that's what it was doing even when we were cranking it before and it wasn't firing. It was still giving me indication of spark. So we'll just let this idle for a minute, and then we'll come back and shut it down and see if it'll re-crank. So we'll just pause our film until then. Okay, everybody, we've had this engine running for a couple of minutes now, revving it up and just letting it warm thoroughly, and I'd say it's not at normal operating temperature, but it's close to it. It's still got a little bit of a jump on the engine, but I haven't replaced the plug wires or the cap or the rotor, just the plugs. So go ahead and shut it down, and then we're going to see if it's going to restart just on replacing the plugs. Go ahead and crank it and see what it does. Nope. Alright, don't kill the battery. It's sparking. I'm getting spark, but it's just not firing. So obviously the spark plugs were a benefit, but not enough of a benefit. And I know we're getting fuel because we're getting fuel up to the Schrader valve. If I was to lean over and press the stem on the Schrader,
that with turning it over?
I never had anybody over here.
Where's the Schrader valve?
On this side.
Might as well do it right now while it's not wanting to start.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll crank it over And if you can reach the Schrader valve, it's got a black cap on it. We're gonna crank it over, or at least we're gonna see what it does while he's depressing the Schrader valve. Let me know when you're ready. Use a key.
You have my key. How am I supposed
Here.
to use the key?
Use a screwdriver. Let me know when you're ready. Yeah, I'd say we're getting fuel. Both when we prime it and then when we crank it, we're getting fuel. So we've got fuel, we've got spark, but we still don't have ignition. The only thing I could think of at this point is that the ignition is insufficient. The spark is insufficient. Here's your keys back. And that's why it's not cranking over, which now makes me think ignition control module. So that's where we're at. It runs a little smoother when it does run, but when you shut it down, it's back to the same old, same old. It doesn't want to fire. Oh joy. Alright, well, we're going to call it quits on this video, and when I have money for more parts, I guess we'll, what are you doing, pulling the cap?
Well, that's kind of dirty.
Yeah, but anything burnt or anything
Cap's
obvious?
got corrosion marks on the contact where it makes contact all the points. And I see no ignition module.
Then it's probably either on the side of the distributor.
Unless this is it, this little round thing.
Well, alright, we'll make another update video when we have more information to go on, I guess. Still a no start situation. Thanks for watching. Comments always welcome.